This is a video that I've already uploaded in 4 parts half a year ago, but I felt that the quality wasn't up to my standards. I wasn't satisfied with the edit, so I reworked it and deliver a crisper and smoother video now. With no plan and without much preparation, I took a cheap flight to Morocco. Actually, this trip was planned to be the start of my adventurer career. In the end, I decided to postpone it, but more about it at the end of this video. This flight was my first time to a different continent and my first time to Africa. Inside the airplane, I met 2 friendly Germans who traveled to Marrakech to help a friend renovate his hostel. They asked me to go with them and I said, yeah, why not? And this is how my adventure began before we even landed. Okay, this is my room. 2 beds in here. I'm really looking forward to a few hours of sleep. Good morning. First night spent here in Marrakech. It's now 9 AM and listen. Exactly, you hear nothing except a few birds because everyone is still sleeping. I somehow have the feeling that the people here in Marrakech sleep a very, very long time. That's why I'm still very quiet here to not wake anyone up. Even here in the hostel, everyone is sleeping while I'm already awake for 2 to 3 hours. I had my 3 hours of sleep and I feel good, I feel fresh, and I hope that this was enough. The good thing is I'm not alone here. I have something like a local tour guide here, the good Maurice.
How are you?
Because he's showing us around and telling us what places are worth to be visited. How many times have you been here already?
I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 times.
4 or 5
the last 3 years I was here in Marrakech. And it's a really nice city. To be honest, I prefer to stay in little villages, but Marrakech is something magical. It's really magic. So you will see the Jam F9 in some minutes.
Welcome Marrakech, welcome.
Back in the hostel, we were hungry like hell, and our host Hisham started cooking for us.
Cooking class of tagine of meat board.
The next day we decided to do a day trip to Ourika Valley.
Welcome guys.
Let's go! And the window is damaged.
To the
Now after all that sweating, after the heat of the day, I think I will take a good bath in the cold mountain water. Okay, this is it.
Yes, it's very cold. Yeah. Very fish.
This is it.
Yeah.
This is the life.
It's from the high points in Morocco. Yes.
Oh, now I feel refreshed. This is what I needed. Hey, what about you? You wanna in?
What, inside the water?
Yeah.
No, I don't have my swimming shorts with me.
Come on, why not?
Too cold for the Greek boy, too cold.
The next morning, my 2 German friends started with the hostel's renovations, and I helped out as much as I could.
It's fun.
The interior really needed some repairs and a fresh look. The best part of my adventure began the following day when Mohammed invited me to the wedding of his sister. It would be a traditional Berber ceremony, something that usually no tourist witnesses. And as an adventurer, how could I say no? The drive was about 10 hours long and the heat was relentless. I had some amazing views along the way, but believe me, it was the sweatiest ride I ever had. Still, I had bigger problems to cope with. Let me explain. I trusted 2 people that I just met a day ago. They drove me for hours somewhere into the desert where I knew nobody. No one could speak English out there, and I had no money with me. I was blindly trusting foreign persons and was totally dependent on them. I was completely on my own. But this is where the true adventure began. Good, now I'm sitting even further in the back because I had to make some space for my friend's family, which is here. Wave! Ah, look how cute and friendly they are. I'm really looking forward to spend some time with them. Yay! Finally arrived in this little village here. This is the house, but I still have to ask if they let me in or not, because otherwise I have to sleep somewhere outside. Am I welcome, or do I have to sleep in the car?
No, why do you want to sleep in the car? Come, you are one of us. You know?
Thank you.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. How are you?
This is my
Good.
sister.
You can speak English.
Let's
Just
little English. Speak little English.
So, this is my room. A few children currently trying to talk to me. This here is it. This is my sleeping place for the night. I slept well. Oh, this was a good night. At first it was so hot in this building, but in the night you could feel how the cold air came inside, and I had to put on a few clothes because at first I was sleeping almost naked, and then I had to put on clothes and even put out my sleeping bag because it really got cold during the night. I knew it would be like that, but it's still something different when you experience it yourself. That's why just learning things in theory isn't enough. You have to experience them in reality as well. Okay, but today is the special day because today is the wedding of that guy's sister, and it's a Berber wedding. That means it's really something very special. Morning. We still had some time left until the wedding would begin, so I helped out with the preparations like buying food. When we came back with everything, the ceremony had already started. From this moment on, I witnessed firsthand the festivities of a traditional Berber wedding. Before you have question marks over your heads, I filmed the bride, but the husband asked me not to put his wife's face on the internet. I respect his wish, and this is the reason why you will never see the full grace of the woman. Had to go out a little because it's so loud in there, but isn't that crazy? This is incredible! All this waiting through the whole day was worth it, really, believe me. Okay, now let's get back in. Good morning, next day. As you can see, I'm beaming like no one else because I really love it here now. Look at this wonderful tent I'm in. Everything prepared for today's celebration. Because this night we're gonna go to the desert and celebrate there, because this is where the union takes place between the wife and the husband. The husband is a nomad, he lives in the desert. You know, all these families here come from nomads, and this is why we're celebrating this traditional Berber wedding. As you can see, I could even take a shower That was so refreshing after, I think, 5 days without seeing any water on my body, except my sweat. It was such a wonderful feeling. Just trying to make friends with the local children here, because the next part of the celebration is about to start. We're just waiting. This here is it. So the women have already gathered in this huge tent, and the music is about to start, as you can see. And I think this will be a great party, because afterwards it goes into the Sahara Desert, and this is where we will meet with a husband. Everyone was in a happy mood, laughing, having fun. Even I could be convinced for some traditional dancing. The party continued until the so-called servants of the groom came to pick up the bride and take her into the desert. Not even a drop of alcohol, and people are dancing, partying like this. That's an absolutely incredible experience here. I'm so grateful that I'm here and that I can experience this, and it's a special honor, because I told you, no normal tourist sees something like that. After all that dancing, it suddenly became pretty quiet, because the other women dressed up the bride in her final gown. Veiled like this, she was carried personally by her brother into the car that would take her to her groom. And with this, they are gone. The party continues in the desert when they arrive. And actually, we would have joined them, but we have a problem with the last car. And that's why we have to wait until tomorrow, until it's fixed, and we can follow them into the desert. So, until tomorrow. Right?
Yes, exactly. Tomorrow we're gonna fix the car and we're gonna drive through the desert.
The problem with the car was simply a broken key. No chance to move without it. The only thing I could do was to relax and enjoy my tea. Little update. After fixing the substitute key, which wasn't fitting perfectly into the keyhole, we managed to make this car work again. So we're not stuck here anymore, and that means we can still drive out into the Sahara Desert and join the others for the rest of the wedding celebration, because the celebration still goes for 2 to 3 days. Yes, it's so long, and I really want to go out there, film the dunes, film how the Berber people really are celebrating this marriage. I just want to see it, I want to experience it until the end. Unfortunately, the family of the groom did not allow me to film. But no problem, I used my free time to explore the dunes of the Merzouga Desert. After the husband took his wife's virginity in a ceremonial act, the entire procedure was finally over, and we made our way back to Marrakech, where I spent one more day before I took my flight back to Germany. 10 days full of unknowns, full of uncertainty, but packed with adventure. I had my worries, but in the end it developed into the best experience of my life. You never know what will happen, so live in the moment and embrace the unknown. And then adventure will find you sooner than you expected. As much as I enjoyed my time in Morocco, it also made clear that I wasn't mentally prepared yet. I was still somehow stiff and lacked the mindset of a real adventurer. It was somehow like a wake-up call for me, and I would use the next half a year to reawaken that adventure spirit within me. A big thank you again to Mohammed and his family for allowing me to participate in this special event. Until we meet again, friend.